Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. I'm Izzy.
And I'm Maggie.
And today we have a crazy special guest that I cannot wait to introduce you to. Watch this. Andy, you got a second? Can you believe this? Andy Klein is in my workshop and he's brought his new and improved twin turbo Vise. And today we're gonna install this on the bench. I'm super excited about this. You don't wanna go anywhere. Wait till you see what this thing can do. All right, so Andy came all the way from halfway across the country. He brought the Vise out. We're gonna install it today. Now this is a very special Vise and it does some crazy cool things. Andy, can you tell us a little bit about why there's nothing else like this on the market and what makes this different other than the fact that it's like ridiculously sexy?
Absolutely. I really like twin screw vices, and there are other twin screw vices on the market, but they're slow. That was my big complaint with them. They don't rack. There's a lot of good features. The wide clamping, it's fantastic, but I wanted one that's fast. So I built one that the transmission is gear-based.
Wait. You said transmission?
It's a transmission, right?
Yeah, but
that's fair.
Vices don't have transmissions. Why does your
this one does?
That's not leading at all. All right, so where's the value in this? I mean, why is this?
It can travel fast. So it has a fast speed where the screws are turning faster than the handle, and then it has a slow speed where the screws are turning slower, which gives you that clamping power. So if you need to open it up 8 inches, you can put it in fast speed. Then if you need to clamp, you move back into the low speed with a high clamping power to do the clamping operation.
It's like a whole different breed of animal.
I'm glad you think so.
So aside from this amazing Vise that Andy's brought, he's brought some other things that enhance its performance. So we're going to talk about that throughout the build today. Now we're going to put this on my bench, which presents some unique challenges. I have a deeper bench. This is more of a production style bench than it would be a woodworker's bench. So we're gonna figure that out and mount it to here today, and we'll show you those extra things as we go along. Speaking of mounting it, what kind of requirements can somebody expect when they need to mount this?
So for this is the 20-inch Vise. The bench should really be 4 inches thick. You can get away with a little thinner, but we're gonna simulate a 4-inch thick bench top.
Okay.
That's really the only requirement. The distance between centers on the screws is 20-inch.
Now you have 3 versions of this. This is the medium version.
This is the medium version, and the outside, this dimension is 24. So I've actually had some customers, 20-inch Vise customers, say, you sent me the big one because the body's 24. No, that's center to center on the screws.
Okay, that makes sense.
You need to be able to accommodate that
okay,
size.
so on my bench, I always leave my top material proud so I can use this as a clamping service when I have difficult clamping jobs to do.
Sure.
So what I want to do is build it out to here with a solid piece of material that comes out to about right here, or right about the 4-inch mark. And then we're going to cut this section out and put mounting material behind it so we can pull the Vise up to it. So that's kind of our challenge today. It's going to be fun, so we should probably get started. Now we have most of the milling done to actually mount the vise to the table. And we can start talking a little bit about the extras that Andy brought.
One of those is a swivel mount system.
Now the swivel mount system is exactly like it sounds. It makes the head of the vise swivel back and forth so you can clamp kind of weird shaped angles in the vise.
It also makes it really easy to install.
So for all intents and purposes, we're installing this now with the mounting system upside down so you guys can actually see what this would look like on the bottom of a bench. Now when this thing is in place, to make the whole swivel action work, this swings back and forth. Obviously you can't have that free, so you need to lock it in place. So Andy's devised this pretty clever system. Carriage bolt goes through here, this sits on top, and these are like super well made, by the way, Andy. This handle goes here, and this is how you lock the system from moving back and forth. So when we're mounting this, one of the first things we're gonna do is drill out a position for the head of that carriage bolt, and then literally the rest of it, it's designed so well, once that's in place, you can actually just run screw, screw, move your bolt, move your swivel out of the way and screw the rest of the positions. It's a very simple install, which is really, really cool. Really cool. Did I say really enough? Really, 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 really cool.
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Drop the top when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Yeah, I go so yo. Everybody know I'm you know when the click through. Try to send this box to be a show, be fine.
All right, so we've got this side of my 20-inch vise installed. So from here, it gets really, really super complicated because you have to lay it out wait, no, you just measure over 6 inches and square it up and you're done. It's really easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What comes after 5? 6, there it is. All right, let's go take a nap.
I'll be coming up. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Drop the top when I'm in it. Everybody drop when I'm in it. Yeah, I go so yo. Everybody know I'm on. You know when the click through. Try to send this box to be a send this box to be a show, be fine.
Get out of Dodge.
Try to swivel.
Andy, that's
Lock it in at an angle. Try to travel.
even in high speed, it's like one finger.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta get this on the bench. This is way, way cool.
All right, good. The one thing, you don't want to clamp with these loose because then the clamping pressure goes into these arms and it's not good.
Oh, that makes
Clamping-
sense, right? That makes a
Yeah.
lot. That makes yeah. He's talking
Yeah,
about.
you
You're talking
always
about concordial pressure.
So you're gonna, to set these where you want them, you want to first get them real tight because you're really gonna want to clamp this down. And I put tapped holes all the way around the little mounting position because just like Izzy said before we shot this clip, he wants to have these handles pointed towards the outside so that he can get to them easier. So now I can pick the hole that's in the best position for Izzy towards the outside.
Wait, I want to show you guys something when Annie gets done here, real quick. I'm behind the camera talking, just in case you were wondering.
Probably gonna be about something I'm doing that's dumb.
I'm not a ghost. No, it's not. Wait, Andy, will you put your wrench away? He showed up at my house with that. He carries that with him everywhere he goes. All All right, so we just got this vise together and now you're taking it apart. What are we doing now?
All right, so this is another optional accessory that I brought for you. This is the fast travel handle that speeds it up even more.
Okay.
So we've got the handle that comes with the vise off, and I'm gonna put this, oh, first off, I have these screws loose, and that lets these standoffs shift just enough
All right.
to get this guy over the center hub of the vise.
It looks like a very nice tight fit.
Nice tight fit, kind of just barely fits. And now as I tighten these down, we'll get a resistance fit. Okay, so now we've got the fast travel handle on. I'm gonna put the standard handle back together. The rubber washers.
What's the rubber washer for?
Just so that when it, if you drop it and it drops, it doesn't bang and clang quite as much, just kind of softens it.
Oh, cool. I wouldn't have thought of that. Andy's smarter than I am, guys.
I think I copied Benchcrafted, to be real honest. Sorry,
See, I told you,
Benchcrafted.
smarter than I am.
Okay, so the idea is that when you have it this way, little detent engages with the handle
Oh yeah.
and
yeah.
keeps it in place so it doesn't fall, doesn't stick, and it's nicely balanced. But then if you want the extra torque, you can pop it out. Now you have the longer torque arm of a standard handle.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm most proud about with the gears?
What's that?
Honestly, is the neutral. In the neutral position, the gears are still linked together, so they can't ever be out of sync. The back one is a timing gear.
You're talking about this right back here. That timing
This
gear
one-
keeps everything.
This one right here keeps them linked.
Keeps all the cogs connected.
Yep. That when I was thinking
The
about
sound alone is just, I don't know, I could sit here and just listen to that sound.
it's a different look when it's in the low gear, because you have this gear and this one, they're concentric, but this one's
See, this is when I'm
faster.
listening to classical music. Right here, this is my classical music mode. And that's my 5-finger death punch mode.
All right, so now it's coming together.
Good start. Let's go high. Oh. Awesome. That's crazy awesome. And it is sexy. So anyway, guys, Andy's gonna get going. We're gonna go jump on Instagram, do a live. We're gonna finish this build up tomorrow, and I'll show you the final product, everything put together nice and sexy, and go over some of the cool things about it. So if you guys aren't already following Andy on YouTube, Andy's got a YouTube channel. It's growing quickly. You do a lot of inventive stuff like myself. You invent products, you do a lot of crazy cool projects. So go over to his YouTube, check him out. It will be worth your while. Maggie's not here. Now she's here. Now she's gone. Now she's here. Woo! Okay, so what do you think of Andy, Maggie?
I like him.
You like him? Pretty smart guy, huh?
He is.
Should we have him back?
Of course.
Andy, you hear that? Come back, build more crazy cool stuff. It'd be funs. So, Maggie and I spent the morning and we put a band of Spelly on here and some maple just to kind of pretty it up a little bit because it's a sexy vise. So what I'd like to do is just take a minute and kind of walk you through some of the features that we talked about through the build. We talked about the features, but we didn't really show them. And I'll show you how I set up the vise on my bench, and we'll call it a day. First of all, let's start with the reason it's called the twin turbo, for those of you who don't know. It's got 2 gears, or 3 technically. It's got the forward gear, which is the slow position, or this is the position that gives you all the mechanical advantage for a lot of clamping power. And then by pushing it forward, it locks into the high position, and that's all about speed. So you can go from being closed to 8 inches wide like that. So the third position is neutral, which means you can turn this handle freely, which is kind of cool because if you have your handle up and it's kind of in the way, you can turn it sideways and just lock it into place, and that's nice. The next thing we're talking about is what Andy calls the speed handle. I think it should be called the super amazing, awesome, go fast, go gadget handle. One of the really cool features about this is it's got a collapsible handle. So when you're not using it, it folds out of the way. And that little extra 3 inches makes a difference, especially when you're moving around the shop quickly and don't pay attention to other things like I do. Now, when you're not using this or you need some extra torque to get that extra mechanical advantage, you can pop out your handle and get the full advantage of all that length. Now, the other feature that we talked about was the swivel. I've unlocked it underneath here, so now I can actually swivel it right or left and up to a 20-degree angle to clamp items that have a taper or are strange shapes. Now what you see in the back here is Andy Klein cork rubber. This is a material I've been buying from Andy and using on some of my systems for a long time now. This is an amazing material. So you're gonna notice on mine, I've got these 3 pieces that kind of jet down. And I did that for a reason. Over here on this side, I've got a solid, I don't know what that is, probably 9¼ inches of clamping face. And over here, I've only got like the 4. So what I did is I put these things in here. So when I clamp that up, I can have pressure, keep these things at a weird angle, and that extra board down there will give me a little bit of extra holding power. So Maggie and I are thrilled to pieces to have this vise on our bench. It's a real treat. It's a work of art and just a rare pleasure to have something this amazing on the bench, and we're super excited about it. So I guess you should be nice to me, so I'll let you use it once in a while.
No, you better be nice to me or I'll let you use it once in a while.
I see some fights happening over this vise, Andy. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Hey guys, I really appreciate you. I know this was a long video. Tell me what you thought of this format. If it's something that you'd like to see more of, more lengthy, more in-depth stuff, we're all about it. We want to hear your feedback. So hit us up in the comment section down below. And of course, if this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you're notified when we have more fun videos come up. In the meantime, we'll see you in the next video. Say bye, Maggie.
Bye, Maggie.